The heart of the village. Once upon a time, in a vibrant village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, the sun began its ascent, casting a golden hue over thatched roof homes and blooming gardens. The air was alive with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the soft drumming of feet as villagers bustled about, preparing for a celebration that was known far and wide. It was the annual Festival of Unity, a beloved event that brought the community together to honor their shared culture and rich traditions. Amara, with her deep brown eyes and cascading curls adorned with colorful beads, stood at the forefront of the preparations. Today, she was more than just the village's flower, she was its heart. Dressed in a beautifully woven dress that mirrored the vibrant colors of the village, she moved gracefully among her friends, spreading warmth and encouragement like petals in the wind. "Let's hang the ribbons higher, so they catch the light," Amara suggested, her voice ringing out like a melody. Nia, her closest friend, nodded, though her gaze lingered on Amara's radiant smile, a mix of admiration and an unnameable ache shimmering in her heart. Nia's own beauty was undeniable, with her strong features and bright spirit, yet she often felt overshadowed by Amara's aura. As villagers gathered to weave colorful garlands and prepare the communal feast, whispers filled the air. Young men, clad in colorful attire, maneuvered through the crowd, all eyes drawn to Amara. Kwame, an artist with a warm smile and golden brown skin, displayed his innermost feelings through vibrant murals that adorned the village walls. Today, he watched with a bemused grin, sketching the scene in his mind not for mere artistry but for the affection he felt compelled to express. Is it possible for a woman to hold everyone's gaze so effortlessly? Kwame mused aloud, a playful light dancing in his eyes. His friend Juma, a newcomer to the village with a lean physique and a confident air, shrugged, though a flicker of envy clouded his bright demeanor. "Charmed they are, but a man should not let a woman's beauty distract him from his purpose," he replied with a smirk. Amid light-hearted banter, the day unfolded with joy. Traditional songs rang out, and children dashed through flower-laden pathways, chasing dreams as their laughter resonated around them. The centerpiece, the grand baobab tree, stood tall, adorned with woven offerings and ribbons fluttering like 1,000 butterflies in the wind, awaiting its role as witness to communal stories and friendships rekindled. When dusk fell with a gentle embrace, the village gathered around the tree. Fires crackled, casting a warm glow that illuminated the faces of young and old, their eyes sparkling with anticipation. Amara stood before them, her heart swelling with pride and love. She was about to speak, to connect the threads of their lives once more in acknowledgement of their strength and solidarity. "Tonight, we celebrate not just our heritage but the bonds that unite us," she began, her voice rich with emotion. Her gaze swept over the crowd, landing briefly on Nia, who managed to smile but felt the ache of competition rise again, a feeling she desperately tried to quell. As stories were shared, laughter echoed against the star-strewn sky, and for a moment, the weight of rivalry dissipated under the embrace of unity. However, challenges lurked just beyond the laughter. The seeds of jealousy were already sown among the men vying for Amara's affection, and the sweet taste of community could soon turn bitter. The festival culminated in songs and dances, but even as the melodies swayed through the air, subtle tensions brewed beneath the surface. Amara felt it, an unsettling whisper around her, a sense that the festival, as joyous as it was masking a growing rift among her friends. As the night deepened, Amara's heart fluttered with hope and trepidation alike. Could she, as the village's beloved daughter, navigate this delicate balance and breathe unity into the hearts of her friends? As the flames danced, casting shadows and light, she knew their journey was just beginning, and this festival, which had always defined the heartbeat of the village, would soon unveil challenges that would put that heartbeat to the test. Whispers of rivalry. As the Festival of Unity faded into memory, the village settled back into its usual rhythm. But amidst the laughter and celebrations, an undercurrent of rivalry began to take shape, like dark clouds threatening to overshadow the sun. The affection for Amara had morphed into an unspoken competition, with young men attempting to outshine one another in displays of strength, charm, and wit. Kwame, an artist with a passion for life, had grown increasingly aware of the subtle tension hanging in the air. He found himself painting with frenzied strokes, a reflection of the unrest stirring in his heart. His vibrant canvases depicted the beauty of the village, capturing its spirit, but as he applied each brushstroke, images of Amara flickered in his mind, distracting him from his work. His affection for her felt pure, yet the competition around him was more palpable than ever, a nagging sense that he needed to assert himself to win her heart. Meanwhile, Juma had quickly integrated into village life and endeavored to make a name for himself. With an impressive physique and quick wit, he seized every opportunity to showcase his skills, whether it was in crafting tools, tending to the fields, or engaging in spirited debates at the market. Yet, each time Amara laughed, her laughter ringing like soft chimes, he felt a pang of jealousy aimed not only at her suitors but also at the friendships forming around her. It didn't take long for Kwame and Juma to inadvertently become rivals, each caught in an unsaid contest to capture Amara's heart. One afternoon, both men found themselves at the village well, a favored gathering spot, where the villagers frequently exchanged news and stories. Juma, confident and exuberant, was engaging a group of youths with tales of his adventures from neighboring lands. "And then," he said, putting on a dramatic flair, "I scaled the highest mountain, feeling the wind whip against my skin. I could almost touch the clouds." Laughter erupted, and the crowd's attention turned toward him, each spark of admiration feeding his growing ego. As Kwame approached, he felt the energy shift palpably. Juma caught sight of Kwame, a smug smile emerging. "Ah, the painter arrives. Perfect timing for a little competition. I was just sharing one of my countless heroics. Should we remind everyone of the tales you tell, huh?" The playful jab fell heavy in the air, laced with jest but tainted by tension. Kwame's brows furrowed, his passion for art felt belittled in the face of Juma's bravado. "There are many forms of artistry, Juma. Not all heroes wear capes," he replied tersely, the underlying note of challenge anchoring his words. The crowd quieted, sensing the shift. It was as if a storm had developed in the middle of a sunny day, an awakening of latent tension that needed no words to linger ominously. Nia, who had captured the scene in her mind while filling her water jug, dismayed at the thought of her two friends locked in rivalry. She had always admired both men for their unique strengths. But with Amara unintentionally at the center, she feared their admiration for her would divest them of their once solid friendship. As the laughter faded, she decided to intervene. "Come on, you two," she said lightly, placing her hands on her hips. "There's room for all kinds of stories in this village. Kwame, tell us about the inspiration behind your latest painting." Her words broke the tension, refocusing the group's attention towards Kwame, whose shoulders relaxed slightly. Kwame hesitated but felt the warmth of the gathering refocusing on him. "I've painted a landscape depicting the fields during sunset," he began, regaining some composure. "It's a reminder to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us." As he spoke, Juma's competitive spirit simmered beneath, and a whisper of envy tangled with admiration. He admired Kwame's depth but felt threatened by his artistic sensitivity. Amidst these swirling emotions, a realization dawned upon him. Beneath the rivalry laid a kindred spirit. Could they not both seek Amara's affection and maintain their camaraderie? The conversation shifted as stories flowed once more, laughter echoing under the cool shade of the omnipresent baobab tree, but an unease clung to the air. Kwame observed Amara, who stood at a distance, radiant and warm as she greeted the villagers. She remained blissfully unaware of the brewing storm. Juma leaned toward Kwame as the atmosphere lightened. "We both want her attention, my friend. Perhaps we should find a way to impress her together." The suggestion rolled off his tongue, a mixture of folly and brilliance. Kwame looked at Juma, surprised but intrigued. Could they balance rivalry and teamwork? "Maybe," Kwame replied slowly. "But let's not forget why we are doing this. Amara deserves sincerity, not games. If we're both sincere, perhaps we can navigate this together," Juma added, nodding, a newfound sense of camaraderie trembling at the surface. For now, the whispers of rivalry receded, however, the foundation for a complex relationship had begun to form. Friendship tinged with competition, kindness underlined with ambition. Little did they know that the events of the coming days would further test their resolve, leading them down a path that could either strengthen or unravel their bonds, all while Amara remained the unaware focal point in the unfolding drama. As the sun dipped low, painting the horizon in brilliant hues, it felt as if their shared journey was just starting to unveil a deeper tapestry of connection, conflict, and hidden truths. A Tale of Two Friends. The sun rose the next day, casting a golden glow over the village, but the warmth did little to dispel the chill that lingered between Amara and Nia. As dawn broke, Nia rushed to her friend's home, the bright colors of her attire contrasting sharply with the somber cloud of concern that loomed over her heart. Knocking softly, she waited. Amara answered the door, her eyes reflecting a mix of drowsiness and the lingering delight of the previous day's celebration. "Nia, come in," she greeted, forcing a smile despite the tension still knitting its way through her mind. As they settled in Amara's cozy home, the scent of herbs wafted from the pots simmering on the stove. Nia felt warmth from the hearth, but it did nothing to thaw her anxiety. "Amara," she began hesitantly, "can we talk?" "Of course," Amara said brightly, oblivious to the whirlpool of emotion spinning inside Nia. "What's on your mind?" I've been thinking a lot about yesterday. About everything," Nia spoke, her voice trembling ever so slightly. She could see the joy retreating from Amara's expression, replaced by a trace of worry. "What do you mean?" Amara asked, her brows knitting together. "About Juma," Nia admitted, her heart beating faster. "And Kwame. It seems they're turning the attention away from friendship and into a competition for you." Amara blinked, surprised. "I had no idea they felt that way. But isn't it just harmless fun?" "No," Nia interjected, her voice sharper than intended. "What starts as fun can morph quickly into rivalry. I don't want to lose my friend because of them." Amara's heart sank as understanding washed over her. She had been so caught up in her own world, the admiration, the laughter, that she hadn't contemplated how her charm affected her friendships. "I never wanted that, Nia," she confessed quietly. "You are so important to me. I feel like I'm losing you to them," Nia replied, her voice breaking. "You're their muse now, and I'm left here, wondering if our bond is strong enough to weather this storm." Amara reached across the table to grasp Nia's hands, pulling her closer. "You are my best friend, Nia. Not them. Please believe me when I say this." They sat in silence for a moment, the flickering flames in the hearth providing a gentle backdrop to an otherwise heavy conversation. Amara could feel the weight of Nia's insecurities, and it stirred something within her heart. "Maybe," Nia continued, "we could set boundaries. If we pull together, reassure each other that our friendship is the focus, we can navigate this storm." Amara nodded, her spirit lifting. "Let's do it. I must reach out to both Kwame and Juma and make it clear that our friendship is sacred." As they shared their plans, a sense of relief washed over them. They wove a pact of support, sealing it with laughter and a promise. Nia felt lighter, revitalized by the thought that Amara wanted to anchor their friendship against the potential storm of rivalry. That afternoon, Amara ventured to the marketplace with a sense of purpose. Vibrant stalls lined the streets, brimming with textiles, fruits, and lively chatter. Her heart raced as she hunted for both Juma and Kwame. She found Juma showcasing his skills to a group of villagers, demonstrating how to craft tools with deft hands. He was the center of attention, but something deep within her stirred when she realized how much he thrived in the spotlight. "Juma," Amara called, waving her hand. He turned, his expression brightening as he spotted her. "Amara, what an unexpected delight," he said, leaving his crowd for her. "Want to join?" "Actually, I wanted to speak with you," she said, her heart pounding. "Oh? About what?" He seemed curious, his confidence unchanged. "It's about us. Friends, as a collective," she began hesitantly. "Friends?" he asked with a teasing smile. "I thought we were beyond that. It's a competition, isn't it?" "No, it shouldn't be. I value our friendship. I don't want our bond with Kwame to fracture because of feelings for me," she insisted, standing firm. Juma's gaze turned contemplative. "I see your point. Rivalry could jeopardize what we have." "Exactly. I want to strengthen our friendships," Amara continued, her voice determined. "All right," Juma said slowly. "We'll ease off the competition for your sake." He chuckled lightly. "Just know, I'll paint the village red with my accomplishments, Amara." With a smile she replied, "And I'll cheer for you." Feeling empowered, Amara turned to find Kwame nearby, intently painting the sunset against a vibrant blue canvas. Stepping closer, she admired his passion. His fingers danced over the canvas as he brought to life the colors of the setting sun. The sight stirred something deep within her, admiration mingled with an unspoken connection. "Kwame," Amara called, her voice imbued with excitement. He glanced up, his expression transforming from concentration to a grin. "Amara, you honor me with your presence. What do you think?" He gestured to his remarkably vibrant work. "It's wonderful. But I need to talk to you about something important," she said, seeing the glint of curiosity in his eyes. "Okay, I'm all ears," he said, stepping away from his easel, wiping paint from his hands. "I want to address the atmosphere between us all. Between you, Juma, and me," she began cautiously. "Atmosphere? Are Juma's exaggerations getting to you?" Kwame inquired, worry threading through his tone. "Not exactly. I don't want rivalry to fracture our friendship. We can support each other as we pursue our aspirations," she explained earnestly. Kwame nodded slowly, his gaze piercing but thoughtful. "You're right, Amara. I value both you and our friendships beyond the competition. I'd like to think we can always choose to lift each other up." The weight of their discussions fell like rain, soaking into the roots of their friendships and fostering a potential for growth. As shadows lengthened, Amara felt grateful for the newfound understanding and initiative. She smiled at Kwame, aware of the future's infinite possibilities. And so, that evening, two friends venturing into uncertain territory committed themselves to guiding each other through the vicissitudes of rivalry, building stronger ties, even as threads of competition lingered in the air like distant thunder. Together, they hoped to navigate the turbulent waters that lay ahead and keep their friendship anchored amidst the storm. The cracks begin to show. The sun hung high in the sky, bathing the village in warmth as it transitioned from the freshness of morning to the bustle of the afternoon. Villagers engaged in their daily routines, laughter wafting through the air like the scent of wildflowers. Yet amid joy and camaraderie, tension simmered just below the surface, threatening to fracture the fragile peace that Amara and her friends had worked so hard to maintain. Amara had begun to notice subtle shifts in the dynamics of her relationships. During their gatherings at the baobab tree, Kwame and Juma's once easy camaraderie now bore the marks of competition, their playful jibes morphing into pointed remarks. Every shared moment felt charged with unspoken rivalry, a competition for her attention and affection that made her heart ache. This particular afternoon, the villagers sought to weave new baskets, creating beautiful pieces for the upcoming market. Amara had proposed it as a group activity, hoping the shared labor would strengthen the bonds that seemed to fray with each passing day. She worked diligently, twisting fibers together, but her eyes often shifted to where Kwame and Juma sat separately, each glancing toward her in a manner that sent a chill racing down her spine. "Amara," Nia called, drawing her attention. "Look at my basket. Isn't it beautiful?" Amara turned and smiled, grateful for Nia's distraction. "It's stunning. You have an eye for detail." As they admired Nia's handiwork, a sudden shout erupted from the other side of the clearing. "Who made that mess? You call that a basket?" Juma's voice thundered across the space, his laughter chiming through the air, but it held a hint of derision. The laughter halted abruptly, strained anticipation settling over the villagers like a heavy cloak. Kwame's face reddened, flames of embarrassment flickering behind his eyes as he glanced toward his half-finished basket. Within a moment, all eyes shifted back and forth like a pendulum, the air dense with tension. "Come on, Juma, it was just an accident," said one of Kwame's supporters, trying to ease the moment. Juma waved him off. "It's fine. Let's make it a game. Whoever can create the best basket in the shortest amount of time wins." The idea sounded playful, but it dripped with inherent competition, and Amara's heart twisted at the implications. Kwame straightened up, determination brimming in his eyes. "Why not? I accept the challenge." He began to twist fibers more vigorously, a cloud gathering around him as his focus sharpened. "Then it's official," Juma proclaimed, his smile more predatory than friendly, exhilaration bubbling beneath his surface. Everyone held their breath, realizing that the playful banter had crossed the line into rivalry. A race that could easily fracture friendships they had only recently mended. Amara pursued context amid the growing tension, quickly jumping in. "Wait. That's not the spirit of this gathering. We're here to enjoy each other's company, not turn it into a competition, she implored, her voice steady but edged with concern. Juma smirked. Oh come on, Amara. Don't you want to see who's best? The glint of excitement danced in his eyes, but beneath it lay the thrum of competitiveness that resonated within the village. Sighing, Amara placed her basket aside, feeling trapped in a maelstrom of emotions. Winning doesn't matter as much as spending time together. Let's focus on collaborating instead of competing. The market's meant for sharing our creations, not tearing each other down. The energy from the group shifted, and for a moment uncertainty clouded the air, the thrill of competition fading against her earnest plea. Juma and Kwame exchanged glances, confusion etched across their features. But before they could respond, the village elder, Kale, approached, his presence commanding and calming. Enough, my children, he said, his voice rich and unwavering. The crowd fell silent under his gaze. It's easy to lose sight of purpose when bravado takes the stage. I've witnessed this competition rip through friendships in ways you don't yet understand. With that simple statement, the gravity of the situation bore down on Juma and Kwame. Amara took a breath, grateful for Kale's presence but anxious that the rift had already widened. Kwame relaxed. Perhaps there was merit in Amara's point, after all. You're right, Kale. I don't want to hurt Juma, but it feels like we're in a race for something that shouldn't be a contest, he conceded. Juma's pale cheeks flushed as he shifted awkwardly. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I just got caught up in the excitement, he admitted, his bravado slightly wavering. Amara stepped forward, her heart pulsing with hope. Then let's shift this focus back to what truly matters: friendship, connection, and creating something beautiful together. Slowly, a smile crept upon Juma's face, and Kwame reflected it back, a mutual understanding forming between them. All right, let's collaborate. We can make something extraordinary together, Kwame suggested, his eyes brightening with enthusiasm. Nia clapped her hands, breaking the tension. Now that's the spirit. How about we all share tips and help each other finish our baskets? The atmosphere began to lift as laughter wrapped around the villagers once more, hearts beginning to mend. Amara felt a warmth blossom inside her. Maybe the cracks didn't mean they were destined to fall apart, but rather that they had the opportunity to build something stronger. As the afternoon sunlight danced through the leaves of the baobab tree, Amara glanced at her friends and realized that they were all capable of uplifting one another. They were not merely competitors in a race, they were a community, a family united by shared stories and dreams, and amidst the cracks, they found a way to bridge the divides. But as twilight approached and shadows lengthened, the questions loomed like a whisper in the wind. Would their renewed unity hold against the pressure of unrelenting human emotions, or would the fractures deepen into chasms they couldn't traverse? A new chapter was unfolding, a tale steeped in friendship yet haunted by the lingering ghosts of rivalry, creating a tension that would soon reveal its true colors. Wisdom in reflection. The sun sank lower on the horizon, leaving streaks of orange and purple painting the sky as afternoon blended quietly into dusk. A calm had settled across the village after the earlier tensions, the air filled with the earthy scent of fresh soil from the day's basket weaving and the comforting sounds of laughter. But beneath the surface, Amara felt a pull, an ache for clarity amidst the swirling emotions. For the first time that week, she strolled toward Kale's hut, seeking the elder's guidance. The sight of his humble abode, surrounded by ancient trees that whispered secrets of days gone by, brought her comfort. The door, made of woven branches, creaked open as Amara approached, revealing the elder's welcoming gaze framed by silver hair. His expression held the wisdom of many seasons, and she felt a sense of relief wash over her. Amara, my dear, Kale greeted her warmly, his voice soothing as honey on warm bread. What brings you here this evening? Kale, it's complicated, she began, fiddling with a strand of her hair. The village is caught in this cycle of rivalry, and I fear it may tear the bonds we've worked to strengthen. I hoped you could provide me some insight. Kale nodded slowly, motioning for her to sit on a woven mat beside him. Rivalry, like a double-edged sword, can either push us forward or create deep divides. Tell me about your fears. As Amara recounted the recent events, the basket weaving competition and the way the atmosphere had shifted among her friends, Kale listened intently. She explained how Kwame and Juma had kept their competitive streak alive, how it felt so unnatural amid the camaraderie. The spark of competition can ignite ambition, but without balance, it becomes a raging fire, he said thoughtfully. But you mustn't forget that the essence of unity lies in understanding and communication. Have you discussed your worries with them? Have you reminded them of the virtue of your friendship? Amara let the words linger. I tried to. But perhaps I wasn't direct enough. My only desire is for us to remain close. The situation feels so delicate, and I fear I might cause more harm than good. True strength lies in vulnerability, Kale replied, his eyes shining with sagacity. Sometimes it takes a gentle hand, or a humble heart, to restore balance. Be honest about your feelings, and do not shy away from addressing what stirs in your hearts. The cracks can be mended if you use patience, understanding, and love as your tools. Amara took a deep breath, the tension beginning to ease from her shoulders. You're right, Kale. Thank you. I won't let fear silence me. I'll speak openly to them. As she stood to leave, Kale's voice called after her. Remember, Amara, unity does not mean the absence of conflict. It means confronting the conflict together. With his words weaving through her thoughts, she made her way back to the village, her heart a little lighter, a plan forming in her mind. She would speak to Kwame and Juma together and shine a light on the bond they shared, hoping that the flickering flame of competition might be tempered by their friendship. The next day, she arranged for a gathering at the baobab tree, the sacred heart of their community. Inviting Nia, Kwame, and Juma, she set a hopeful tone, even though she felt knots of trepidation tightening in her stomach. Each moment that passed while she awaited their arrival felt like an eternity, the weight of expectation hanging thick in the air. As daylight shifted to golden hues, her friends arrived. Kwame approached first, his palette tucked under his arm. Amara, you've summoned us. What's the occasion? His smile felt genuine, yet guarded, a residual tension still lingering. Thank you for coming. I felt a need to talk, to clear the air, she replied, her voice steady. Moments later, Juma appeared, his confident stride halting as he locked eyes with her. The atmosphere rippled with unspoken rivalry as they both tried to mask their apprehension. Good evening, Amara. I hope this is more about friendship than competition, Juma quipped, attempting to lighten the mood, but the mischievous undertone sharpened the air again. Amara took a deep breath, standing firm. Actually, it is about both friendship and competition. I think we need to be honest about how we've let rivalry creep into our bond, and how it's affecting all of us. Kwame shifted uneasily, glancing at Juma, who crossed his arms. I'm listening, he said, a mix of curiosity and defensiveness in his voice. I value each of you so much. You both bring unique strengths to our friendship, Amara began, her heart racing. But I'm worried that the competition for my attention, who can impress me more, has pushed us apart instead of drawing us closer. The silence stretched, tension hanging palpably in the air. Amara's heart hammered in her chest, anxiety gnawing at her as she braced for a response. Kwame broke the quiet, his brow furrowing. I didn't realize I was making it uncomfortable for you. I thought I was trying to support us all along. And so did I, Juma added. But clearly, my idea of a little fun backfired. I never wanted to jeopardize our friendship. Seeing the sincerity in their expressions, Amara felt a wave of relief. We're friends, no matter what, she said, her voice softening. What matters most is the love between us, not the actions of rivalry. Gradually, the tension began to dissipate like morning mist meeting the sun. The realization lit their eyes. Perhaps they could navigate this together, even if challenges remained. With a newfound spirit, Amara suggested, let's be open about our feelings going forward. If anything changes between us, we should feel free to discuss it right here, under this tree. As they shared their thoughts and reaffirmed their bond, the setting sun cast warm shadows around them, enveloping the moment in golden splendor. It was a pivotal step toward healing, the foundation upon which they could build enduring friendships. And in that moment, Amara felt assured that perhaps they could weather the storms to come, embracing the lessons learned amid the cracks. They were friends, imperfect yet willing to forge a path together. A friendship strengthened by vulnerability and built upon the wisdom of reflection. A new dawn. As dawn crept over the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of lavender and peach, the village stirred to life. Amara stood at the edge of her garden, inhaling the fresh fragrance of blooming flowers, her heart filled with a sense of renewed purpose. The previous evening had been transformative, a gathering of healing and understanding that reforged the bonds among her friends. Now, she felt a weight lifting from her shoulders, a clarity in the path ahead. The baobab tree stood as a silent sentinel on the horizon, its gnarled branches welcoming the light of the new day. Amara had awoken early, filled with excitement to plan a day that celebrated friendship and unity. After the emotional revelations of the previous night, she yearned to create a collective project, something that could harness their skills and draw them closer. Deciding to invite Nia to help brainstorm ideas, Amara made her way toward Nia's home. The air was crisp, invigorating as it filled her lungs, and she felt a spark of creativity blossoming within her. As she approached Nia's garden, she caught sight of her friend meticulously arranging pots of vibrant herbs and flowers. "Nia," Amara called, bounding toward her with enthusiasm. "Good morning. I'm filled with ideas for today. We should do something special as a way to celebrate our renewed friendship." Nia looked up, her face lighting up with a smile. "I've been thinking the same thing. It feels like a fresh start for all of us." She brushed her hands on her apron and joined Amara, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. "What do you have in mind?" "I'd love for us to create a mural together, something that embodies our journey as friends and the beauty of our village. With Kwame's artistic skills and Juma's dexterity, I think we can make something truly remarkable," Amara suggested, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Oh, I love that idea. Something vibrant and full of life." Nia agreed eagerly. "We can involve the villagers and make it a communal effort." "Yes. Let's invite everyone to contribute," Amara said, her heart racing at the thought of bringing the entire community together. "We'll paint the mural on the wall by the market. It can be a symbol of unity, a visual reminder of our friendship amidst challenges." With their plan taking shape, they set off to vocalize their vision to the others. As they passed through the bustling village, colorful stalls came alive, buzzing with chatter and laughter. The excitement of a communal mural began to spread as they spoke to each friend, their enthusiasm infectious. Kwame grinned from ear to ear when he heard their idea, and Juma embraced it wholeheartedly, eager to lend his hand. "Count me in. A mural will be an incredible project," Kwame exclaimed, already envisioning the colors and designs swirling in his mind. "I'll gather supplies. We can have a big kick-off celebration to get everyone involved," Juma added, his competitive spirit now morphed into motivation to enhance the collaboration. Within a few hours, the village transformed into a hive of activity. People buzzed about, gathering paints, brushes, and old wooden planks for scaffolding. Excitement thrummed in the air, the vibrant energy transcending the remnants of competition that had once lingered. This was a new dawn, a celebration of togetherness over individual ambition. As the sun reached its zenith, Amara stood back, surveying the preparations. Vibrant colors filled the space as friends and family mingled, sharing stories and laughter. A sense of harmony enveloped the village, with everyone working toward a common goal. The baobab tree's branches swayed in approval, steadfast against the sky. With the village united, time slipped away like the paint flowing seamlessly on the easels set up against the wall. Kwame and Juma worked closely together, their laughter echoing amidst the bustling activity, their previous rivalry transformed into playful banter as they exchanged techniques. "You call that a line? I'll show you how it's done," Juma challenged, laughing as he expertly painted a delicate vine, quickly overtaking Kwame's brushstrokes with strategic finesse. "Oh, is that how it is? Time to step up my game," Kwame retorted playfully, unleashing a whirl of vibrant petals to rival Juma's work. Amara felt a rush of joy coursing through her as she observed the art unfolding, each stroke bringing life to their vision of unity and friendship. Nia joined in, helping to fill in the backgrounds with sweeping colors, her creativity shining as she blended hues together like dusk glowing over a field. As the afternoon sun dipped, casting a golden hue over the mural, laughter rang out amidst the chatter. The lively spirit of the village settled into the artwork, a woven tapestry of shared experiences and cherished moments. As the day turned to dusk, Amara gathered everyone beneath the vast branches of the baobab tree. The mural now adorned the wall, a brilliant testament to their resilience, their strengths, and their love for one another. "Thank you all for participating in this project." Amara beamed, her eyes shining with emotion. "This mural isn't just art. It's a story of us, a reminder of our bond and the beauty we create together." When the laughter subsided, the village elder, Kale, stepped forward with a soft smile. This mural stands as a testament not just to artistry but to the strength we find in unity. May it inspire us to remember that together, we are stronger than any rivalry. The villagers erupted into applause, each of them feeling the warmth of camaraderie wrapping around them like a soft embrace. Amara stood amidst her friends, their eyes sparkling with joy and pride. As the twilight deepened, the stars began to twinkle in the sky, a natural canvas twinkling above their heads. In that moment, they all realized that while challenges might lie ahead, this day marked a significant turning point for their relationships. With full hearts, they returned to their homes that evening, a sense of hope ignited in their hearts. A new dawn had arisen, one that celebrated the essence of friendship, wrapped in understanding, laughter, and shared creativity, guiding them toward a future filled with potential and promise. Did you enjoy this video? If so, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to join us for more amazing stories every day. Here at Daily Anything History, there's always something new to discover. See you in the next video.